And today we're going to be talking about our heart's desire, what we truly, really, really want. What do you really, really want? I'll tell you what I really want. I want to be vibrantly healthy and wealthy and successful, doing what I love, being of service in the world, contributing to the awakening to oneness. I want to be surrounded by people who love me. I want to love. I want to learn to love more. I want to also have a lot of time to hang out with my friends and family in a relaxing way. I want to nurture my inner peace. I want to get supported in my personal and spiritual growth. Just that. Sound good, yeah? Do you want some of those things too? What else will you want? Just shout it out. What do you? Peace, love, and happiness. Calm, okay. You want to have children. Oh, you want happy children. Oh, yes. You have happy children. Okay. Fulfillment in what you're doing. Laugh until I cry. We can tickle you. What else?
Sleep like a log.
Oh, I want to sleep like a log. Yeah.
Awareness of divine love.
Awareness of divine love. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You want to accomplish something? Something, yeah. Something important? Yeah. Yes?
I want a planet to be here for my children and grandchildren and now my great-grandchildren.
Did everybody hear that? I want the planet to be here for my children and great-grandchildren. Yeah. Right. So, New Thought tells us that we need to be really clear about what we truly desire and focus on it, right? Focus on it, visualize it, affirm it, do affirmative prayer around it, and in that way, we're kind of working with the law of mind action. I know Reverend Rosemary's been talking about the law of mind action. We're working with that law. We're building thought and energy around the idea. And the law of mind action says then it will begin to create energy and manifest first in the mental realm, the unformed substance, the realm of the absolute. And as we begin to take action in the physical world, in our lives, it begins to manifest in our experience. Right? That's what we're learning. And I believe that's true. I've experienced that. You probably have experienced it to one degree or another. However, you knew there was a but coming, right? Oh, if it could be so simple. Here's the however. It's not the whole story. And you may have experienced something like you know what you want and you're affirming it and you're visualizing it and you're doing affirmative prayer around it. Maybe you're taking action in the world that's in alignment with that, and it gets really close. But then it doesn't happen. Or it does happen, and then for a while it's great, and then something happens. Like either not what you thought it was going to be, or something sabotages. Like, for example, say, you wanted to attract a loving partner into your life. And you're doing it all, you're visioning, you got the vision board, you're affirming, you're doing affirmative prayer work, and it works. He or she shows up, and for a while it's great. Yay! And then you begin to feel like, ooh, that's not the person I was dreaming about. This person is, zapping all my energy, and I'm, not doing the things I used to love or whatever. And so you end it, and you're kind of back to square one. Or another example is maybe you're affirming prosperity, maybe a new job, and you're doing all the work, and you're taking action, and it happens, it appears. Yay, the principle works. But soon after that, you realize how stressful that job is. And it's taking all your time, and you don't have time for anything else. And so you have to let it go. So what is happening there? What's happening is that we have contrasting and conflicting things that we want just as much, if not more, than the thing we say we want. And often it's unconscious. We have what's called values conflicts, internal values conflicts, and it's creating this push-pull, approach-avoid experience in our life, and the creative energy of the universe is like, well, which one am I going to do? I don't know. So, it appears that we have in our lives what we value the most. It appears. A good example is somebody who's really successful, really prosperous, but their family life is falling apart, or their health is failing. Even though they say they value family and friends and good health, it appears that that person values prosperity and success more than they value family, love, and good health. It appears that way. Or another example is maybe somebody's got a lot of free time to go to yoga classes and develop spiritual growth and take a lot of classes and do all the things that they want to do to support their personal and spiritual growth, but they're always broke. Even though they say they value prosperity and success, from the outside it looks like this person really values, freedom and flexibility over prosperity and success. Or another example might be somebody who is, who really wants to lose weight and get in shape. But they also love good food and sweets, and they really hate exercise. So even though they really want to do this, it's experiencing that struggle. You might say, well, that person values good food and relaxation over getting in shape. So these are examples of values conflicts, and most of the time we're unaware of it. We're unaware of these inner conflicts, and we're sending mixed signals to the universe. And either these things cancel each other out, or the easiest thing wins. The easiest to accept wins over. The easiest thing to accept. So, until we acknowledge these inner conflicts, these values conflicts, they will continue to sabotage our efforts to create what it is we say we want. And that's the key word, acknowledge. Acknowledge. We know that unacknowledged, beliefs can really kind of mess things up for us. We think we're all in alignment with the thing we desire. We're visualizing, we're visioning, we're affirming. We are taking action that is in alignment with that. And we're consciously working with the law of mind action. But the law of mind action doesn't just work on our conscious thoughts, our conscious efforts. It also responds to our subconscious beliefs. Now, as you see, those pesky little core beliefs that are just under the surface of our awareness that kind of run the show. So the same is true for values conflicts. It's that unawareness that you have these seemingly opposite, seemingly conflicting things that we value that are sending all these mixed signals. Now, sometimes we know that we're consciously aware of them. Sometimes we consciously know that we want both of these things, but we believe we can't have both of those things. So, for example, I know I want a really wonderful career, in addition to being the co-minister here and supporting Unity Center of Peace, growing and thriving. I also want, once my book is finished and it's published, to go out and promote it and go speak to other groups in different places and do workshops and seminars and teleseminars. I want all that. And I want a lot of flexible time that I can nurture my body, mind, and spirit. But I believe I can't have both. There's this inner belief that I have to sacrifice one thing to have the other. You see? So these internal conflicts then continue to send both messages. And the collective conscious, the collective unconscious, that cultural agreement that we have about these things reinforces these beliefs. So it's really good to look at these the beliefs in the collective conscious and see, and ask ourselves, do they need to be true? Are they really true? Or are they just like everybody's just been saying it? It's just the collective belief. It's not necessarily true. So let's explore some of those collective beliefs about values conflicts and see if they're true or not. So one, as I've already mentioned, is that you can either have a big successful career or you can have lots of time to support your spiritual growth. Is that true? Does it really necessarily have to be true? Can't have both things? Yeah. How about this one? Probably heard this one. You can be a really innovative artist, or you can be commercially successful. Heard that one? How about this one? You can be wealthy, or you can be spiritual. Really? You can't have both? You can't be both? How about you can be in really good shape and be healthy, or you can enjoy your life? No, you can't have both. And then one close to home. Unity Center of Peace can be really prosperous, or we can serve the underserved. Really? Can't have both? Can't do both? So these are some of their false dichotomies, right? It's a false dichotomy. It's that binary thinking again. We think we have to sacrifice one thing to have another. Can you think of any that are sort of you've heard or you're aware of in the collective unconscious, or maybe you're becoming aware that's sort of working in you? Any of these values conflicts? Yeah.
You can't be moral and ethical and be a politician.
Ooh. Yes. Right. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, Cheryl.
You can't be spiritual and be in the business world.
Yeah, right. That's a good one. That's a good one. Does that necessarily have to be true? Nope. You're one. You're a good example. Yeah, Blanche.
You can't have a disability and have an ability.
Yes. Yeah. You can't do both. To be able to have a disability and be fully able. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. Anybody else? These are, yeah, one more.
You can't be an intimate community and grow and prosper.
Yes. An intimate community, a family feel, and grow and prosper. We're going to talk a little bit about that in a minute. So these things, until we work through them, until we acknowledge them and work through them, they just, can sabotage our efforts to create the fullness of good, right? Or more accurately, they create a block in the flow, the natural process of life that wants to move through us and emerge in our lives as a full, rich, multidimensional, glorious life. So maybe it's time we look at these things and we clear out some of these values conflicts so the good can flow in all the ways that it wants to. Okay? Let's do it here and now. So I think I've mentioned before that I am in the midst of this program called Awaken Wealth. It's Derek Rydell's program, and it's been really amazing. And in it, he lists these questions. And also in his book called The Abundance Project, he has this in here. And it's a list of questions that are specifically designed to reveal some of these interior conflicts, these values conflicts, so that so that they're no longer unconscious, so they're out of the subconscious and into the light, so that we can see them and we can work on them. And I have included some of these questions. I've adapted these questions for our own use, and they're in your program if you'd like to take a look at that and follow along. And they're kind of complete the sentence questions. So I encourage you to take it home and work on it for the ones that speak to you. Okay, so that first question is, and if anybody doesn't have one, raise your hand and the greeters will come by with, everybody got one? Okay, great. So that first one is, if I become really successful, I'm afraid I'll lose or have to sacrifice what? Free time, privacy, independence, okay, yeah. My family life, sleep, kindness, yeah. I'm afraid I'll lose or have to sacrifice those things, right. If I spend a lot of time with my family and work on my spiritual growth, I'm afraid I will lose career opportunities.
My family.
You're afraid you'll lose your family if you spend a lot of time with them?
Not really. My family itself, but they will take a different view of me because they believe differently than I do.
Okay, okay. Uh-huh. All right. That's good. All right. Sure. Yeah. My clients, yeah. I'll sort of lose opportunities. Maybe I'll always be poor. What? Okay. The next one. If I manifest wholeness and vibrant health, I'm afraid I'll lose compassion, attention, the right to complain.
I'm afraid I'll lose time to just sit and do nothing.
Time to just sit and do.
Working on
Right.
vibrant health.
Right. The time that it takes to work on being healthy, I'm afraid I'm going to lose relaxation and time to just sit and chill. Right. Absolutely. Okay. If I spend my time volunteering and being of service in the world, I'm afraid I'll lose or have to sacrifice. Again, maybe money or career opportunities, balance maybe, boundaries. Like I'm afraid I'm going to lose my boundaries or some kind of balance. And then, for us, if Unity Center of Peace grows and becomes a bigger spiritual center, I'm afraid I will.
Focus.
You're afraid you'll focus?
Lose focus.
Or you'll lose focus, right? Yeah, okay. Or lose personal attention, lose connection, lose that family feeling, get lost in the crowd. Yeah. So again, just recognizing these brings them out of our subconscious so that we can look at them and we can see them and go, wow, okay, is that true? And maybe not. Does it have to be true for me? Maybe not. Maybe I can have both things. Ooh, what if we can have both of those things? Yeah. We may have to get creative to have both of the things that we really value, but that's where the fun comes in, right? We are limitless beings. We are limitless beingness. We are expressions of infinite, limitless good. And we're the ones that limit that. We're the ones that decide how much good we can experience in our lives. We're making it up. If we're making it up, let's choose something else, right? Let's create something else. So the next question is, then, how can the things that I value work together and support each other rather than being in opposition to each other? How can these things, how can I hold both of these things that seem to be opposite and get them to work together? Just create the space where they can support each other. So, for example, what about the more successful I become, the more time I have to nurture my body, mind, and spirit? The more I nurture my body, mind, and spirit, the more creativity, energy, and innovation I have to bring to my career. How can I hold that? How can I create that? What about if I enjoy spending time with my family and I value being a good parent, being a good father, and I also want to be, prosperous and have career fulfillment? How can those two things work together and feed each other and support each other? How can I open to the possibility? How can I help to create that? What if it were possible to lose weight, get in shape, and also not feel deprived, and just really enjoy life and enjoy good food and be around other people who are eating yummy things, and maybe find, an exercise that I really like. It doesn't feel like exercise. Is that possible? Yeah. Holding these things, opening up to the possibility. What if Unity Center of Peace grows and becomes larger? How can it also still have this family feeling and I get my needs met? And maybe there's small groups that form, and maybe there are more ministers that are rising to the surface that help to get everyone's needs met. How can I help to create that? So again, we want to open up the creativity, that power of imagination, the power of creativity within us, and explore the possibilities. And we want to imagine it, meditate on the idea, journal it, maybe talk it through with other people, and affirm it. And affirm these things. And we can create affirmations around that, right? So an affirmation around this might be, the more successful I am, the more time and space I have to nurture my spiritual growth. The more I nurture my spiritual growth and take time to do that, the more successful I am. Just affirm that. I'm affirming that. The more I volunteer and am in service to the world, the more prosperous I become. The more prosperous I become, the more I am of service in the world. The more I am true to my artistic, creative nature, the more successful I am. The more successful I am, the more I am true to my creative, artistic nature. The more UCP grows, the more I embrace a family feeling, and I get my needs met. What else? What some of the things that we have mentioned that might be values conflicts? How can you create an affirmation and see them working together and supporting each other? Anybody? Pete?
Don't allow the affirmations to be separate. Like combine the affirmations, all your affirmations into different ones
Uh-huh.
to get the best of each affirmation.
All right. So you're combining all of these affirmations into one big glorious thing. I'm affirming it all. I'm opening to the full expression there.
That could work. Yes. But as you said, there's like the creative approach.
Yeah.
You can combine the creativity along with what you said.
Uh-huh. Well, one could be creativity and intelligence.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we think that those are separate things. We're either intelligent, you know, left brain people, or we're creative right brain people. So we can combine those two things.
Right.
I am just as talented and creative as I am intelligent. Those things work together.
Or I am prosperous.
And I'm prosperous too. Throw that in there. Yep, Barnsley.
So the more success, prosperity, and radiant health I experience, the more time I have to rest, relax, recharge, serve, and spend time with family and friends.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Let's say it one more time.
Oh, y'all are supposed to have it memorized.
Almost.
On the first one.
I feel so in control. So the more success, prosperity, and radiant health I experience,
The more success, prosperity, and radiant health I experience,
the more time I have
the more time I have
to rest,
to rest,
relax,
relax,
recharge,
recharge,
serve,
serve,
dance naked, and spend time with family and friends.
and spend time with family and friends. Gotta be careful what we're affirming there. Maria, did you have one?
So what I wrote was that the healthier I become, the more energy I have to bring to myself and my world. And then I flipped it and I wrote, the more energy I have to bring to myself and the world, the healthier I become.
Yes, I love that. The healthier I become. Yeah. Blanche, did you have one? I'll get you in a second.
The more I study and read and grow in unity, the more my mind will be healthy, creative, and successful. I'll achieve my goal of abundance.
Yes, I love that. And so it is. And you had one over?
Yeah, when we identify these values and we're trying to combine them to use our mind as a tool.
Yeah.
And to get our deeper awareness and to be aware that our mind is working as a tool rather than creating emotions or creating scenarios, maybe old scenarios coming back, you know, with our mind, because our mind is creating these emotions. So
I'm going to be talking about emotions next week, so be here for that. Yeah, it's all awareness, and it's opening up to we're opening up possibilities here. We're opening up to the possibilities. And we want to combine efforts with other possibility-minded thinkers, right? We want to really confer with them and help them like we just did here. All of you that shared really helped to open up the possibilities for us. Did you have one, Chris?
It's along the lines.
Okay.
I am a but to and transformer.
I am a but to and transformer. You're transforming your buts to an and. I see. So you're saying, I don't have to, I can have this but, or, I can only have this. Right? Yeah, that does. It's right. It's true. Buts create conflict in us. And, yeah, the either or, the false dichotomy. We're combining these things and saying, and, yes, and I can have this. We're opening up to the possibilities. Yes?
I was thinking of one that we could be passionate, have desires and cravings, and want to express it and be perfectly happy with what is.
Okay, yeah.
That state of appreciation.
Yes, that's often, you're right, that's often trips us up, right? Am I supposed to be passionately desiring my heart's desire and visualizing that? Or am I supposed to be enjoying what is in the present moment? And can we combine those with an and? Oh, and I am here in the present moment, fully enjoying what is, and I'm embracing a higher vision. I love that. Thank you. Yeah. So, opening up to the possibilities. And, we want to look at these. We want to do some work around this. Let that awareness, let these things, these internal conflicts get revealed so that you can pay attention to what they are and then work through them. Spend some time really working through them. And so what happens, and then we open to the possibilities, we insert the and, we've got it all, we're affirming that how these things we're creative. We're opening up our creativity to see how these things work together to support us. Now we got all levels of our being are in alignment with massive good. And the universe is going, yes. Look, that person is open to the experience of all good, multi-dimensional, joyous, rich, full life. Bring it on. Bring it on. That's what we're here for. As you were singing, we all have a voice. I'm losing mine right now, but I got a little allergy thing going on. But we all have that capacity to live that full, rich. That's the energy that wants to move through us and emerge in our lives as a multidimensional, enjoying the fullness of life. The universe says yes. Yes. And so it is.